enslavement. I keep on seeing references to that word around at the moment. I keep seeing, especially on social media, but in written pieces on Substacks and in columns and wherever people find the space to put their views out there, I see more and more people being concerned about what feels like an attempt by an elite to establish and maintain more and more control over us, the little people. So I've been thinking about that. In more than one place, I've read the suggestion that somewhere around 8,000 or 10,000 people on the planet run the world. Now, call that what you will, a conspiracy theory, I don't care. But there's a suggestion that, let's say it's 8,000, so given a population of 8 billion, there or thereabouts, that means there's one member of the elite for every million of us. So each one of that ruling group has is responsible for, if you like, a million of us. So I've been thinking about it, and whatever you think about conspiracy theories, if you look back in time, the truth of the matter is that enslavement of the mass of a population by an elite has been the natural order of things throughout history. It was the reality for most people for most of the time, really, one way or another. Controlled from above by a small, powerful, enthusiastically wealthy minority. And I worry all the time and more that this unique place, this unique time, is like a soap bubble that could be about to burst. Look around at the way the world is now. You've got a powerful rich elite seizing and retaining control of more and more. An Oxfam report recently published found that billionaires' wealth increased by $3.9 trillion between March the 18th and December the 30th, 2020. $3.9 trillion. It's the largest transfer of wealth possibly in history. And look around at the storm clouds that are gathering for all of us. You've got the World Economic Forum and its repeating mantra of us all owning nothing and yet being happy. Think about how much richer the elites have become, how much more in control they are of resources, of land, of money, and by association, control of us. And think about how it would be in their interests to perpetuate and intensify the restrictions that are upon us. As things stand at the moment, more and more people are being controlled by fear of disease, fear of war, fear of invasion, fear of starvation. Perhaps most of all, there's a sense of fear of each other, fear of being singled out and targeted by the mob, fear of sticking out. People behave and keep quiet because they don't want trouble from the neighbours. Populations in those circumstances end up policing each other, reporting on each other. All of this has happened before. All of this has happened in the past. But with the crucial addition of modern technology, the kind of control that is now within the reach of the ruling elite, the technocratic elite, is beyond the dreams of anything that was ever made possible by any empire of the past. Aztecs or Incas, Romans or Greeks, Egyptians, the British Empire. There is no way in which you can compare the potential of what is there now to the kind of control that was possible in the past. So think again about Alexis de Tocqueville's 1830s concerns about equality, about a multitude of men made alike and equal and constantly circling for petty pleasures and subject to the will of a powerful state exerting immense protective power. Remember his warnings about despotic democratic government acting like a protective parent, keeping the citizens as perpetual children. Remember what he had to say about that kind of despotic regime not seeking to break wills, but endeavouring to treat people like a flock of timid animals. It has been the case before, and it's becoming the case again, that a small number of people can rig the rules so that they and their children, their descendants, can prey on everyone else. Now, it's possible that other countries would want to emulate the benefits that were made possible by the liberal democracy of the Anglosphere. It's happened before. What had occurred almost by chance, by good luck as much as by anything else. What has been in Britain was transported to the United States of America. Other versions of the same model have gone to a handful of places around the world, but it's not the natural order of things. Imagine how millions or billions of free, independent people make the paranoid elite feel. The richest, the most powerful, the most elite are by nature, I think, people who tend to be frightened because of how much they have to lose. You know, if you go right up to the top of a pyramid and you find someone like Xi Jinping in communist China, someone like Xi Jinping strikes me as the most frightened of all. With his back to the wall, look at how he reacts, look at how he behaves, look at how he has endeavoured to structure that society under the Chinese Communist Party. That's much more like the natural order of things. Down through the centuries, down through the millennia, over and over again, it has been about a small, self-obsessed elite wanting control of the resources, wanting power, wanting control of the people, putting itself in that position and managing to maintain it and pass it on to its descendants. It's happened again and again and again. It has been the reality for most people for most of the time. And it's worth bearing that in mind, because while there has been a unique manifestation of liberal freedom in our part of the world, people being as people are, entropy that seeps into any system given long enough would suggest that unless we are careful, unless we keep a watchful eye, we will tend to slip towards slavery once again.